Hopefully this works and I'm not recording nothing. All right, it's been forever since I filmed any kind of podcast or vlog. My life is my life and weird things keep happening. A couple months ago, I was on a buy, sell, trade Fiverr page on Facebook Market, or not Facebook Marketplace, but a Fiverr group on Facebook. And this woman was like destashing some different yarns, and I indulged. God, that was last year now, but so I indulged and I was super excited, gonna boost my stash. It's interesting because there's been a lot of videos lately about to stash or not to stash. I love having a stash. And if I get to where I don't like it, then I will do other things with it and destash. But so I will definitely be on a yarn purchasing hiatus with the exception of souvenir yarn. And I will show why in the next couple of videos. So this one today is just a brief lunch break. I'm going to try and get it done because I've had this stash edition floating around in my kid's bedroom, my bathroom, because I didn't want to like put it away until after it was filmed. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and actually, I need to make sure that my head's not cut off. Nope, I'm quite short. There is no way that my head would have been cut off. But so I need to get my stash put away. It's April here in Arizona, and I have been doing things to prepare for the next 6 months of hellacious heat and being trapped inside. So I have some Lego sets that I'm going to make, and then I have yarn to knit. But my knitting has greatly slowed down with this. But the cast should be off on Friday, and then I'll be in a brace, and then maybe PT, probably PT. I heard it again yesterday. But yeah, so I'm just gonna show my stash edition without any like rhyme or reason to how I'm showing it. I'm working on a Hexie Puff blanket. So one of my dear friends, Kendra, actually sent me some awesome additions for that, but this is gift yarn and this is Happy Mail. So I'm not going to share that right now. I am instead just going to focus on some of my other crazy things. I was at a Goodwill, which I know is charity devil, but on one of the days with a veterans discount, I got this for $6.49, and I got a whole bunch of the Addi needles from the local yarn store. So they retail for $14.85 a piece, and I got 5 sets of Addis because I figured, okay, they are all different sizes, but I figured if nothing else, even if I have duplicates, that I could give them to people since I do like teaching people how to knit. I also got these. They were $6.46. I got some sewing machine needles, which you can always use those. More sewing machine needles, which I thought was really cool considering the fact that Joann's in different places are going out. Another pair of Addis of Business. More universal needles. Ooh. These are probably Addis also. I'm not a fan of these needles, but I have seen a bunch of cool things online. Different arts or crafts that you can use. These are tiny. God, these look like they're, I was about to say 1.75s. No, they're 2 1/4 millimeter. And then these I have a craft that I want to make out of those. These. And a zipper guide. So that's cool. So that was like a crazy little Goodwill haul. I also got a couple of months ago, I grabbed this because let's see, it was $3.49, but it's on a Veterans Day, so however much extra off that is. This retail for $10, so you can never go wrong with Cascade 220. So got that. And so from the online marketplace things, I purchased a ridiculous amount of yarn. Not for that much money. Definitely going to fill the stash up. I'll have, and I'm going to do project planning at some point. So some Knit Picks yarn. It's pretty ridiculous. This was like such an amazing haul. I felt guilty there. Not guilty, I don't know. I'm not justifying my purchases. So some beautiful, beautiful yarn. So this is Chasing Rabbits Fiber. It's pretty lovely. It's a nice red shade. I think there were like 3 or 4 balls of this Rowan All Seasons cotton that I got. That I was like, there's a dress that I want to make for my daughter. And so the black will actually be perfect for that. I'm not going to keep all of this. There are some things that I likely wouldn't use, but there are also some things that I'll be able to. I really love teaching people, so yeah, 4 balls of that. Knit Picks. I also want to make Christmas stockings, and so there's plenty of yarns in here to start doing Christmas stockings and other like fun house stuff. I want to get to where my daughter wants me to make her something out of this. I want to get to where all of my home furnishings, soft furnishings, are made by me. And so, let's see, this is owool.com, the Devil's Pool. So this looks like it's a Aran weight yarn. There are a number of like Aran and bulky looking weight yarns. So see, those are so nice. They go well together. It's almost like somebody. The way that she ended up having so much yarn to de-stash was that one of her neighbor's wives had passed away, and she was helping him sell her the remainders of her old stash. And so I don't know, it was nice and kind of surreal because we've struck up a bit of a friendship, as us internet people do with other knitters online. Some Amy Black. And so I do plan on actually, his wife used to knit socks for him, and so I am planning on knitting him a pair of socks. I can't knit with thin needles right now because it does hurt my hand, but yeah, I definitely want to make him something out of her yarn. Then this actually made me cry when I opened it up because I double checked. So this was something that she was actually knitting on. And so it's hand dyed in the UK, which lovely, because that's where I'm from. Yes, merino single, fingering weight, and it's a beautiful like blue variegated. It's just weird to think like that at some point this woman who now no longer walks this planet like sat down, cast this on. It looks like maybe like a scarf, and there's like increases in the middle. It's really soft and lovely. I looked up the yarn dyer, and I think they were from somewhere near East Anglia, which is where I'm from. But I was just like, I don't know. I remember before we moved to America, like the last thing I remember seeing my Nana knit on was an Aran weight fawn colored cardigan. And I would do anything, well not anything, but I would give quite a lot to have a piece of my Nana's knitting still. And I don't. But I don't know, it was just really cool that this woman in California was, like at some point she sat down and was like, all right, let's cast this on. And, you know, like her hands held these knitting needles, and I don't know who she is, obviously. But it's just like handcrafts and like teaching people different handcrafts I think is so important, because knitting's been around for ages, obviously, and getting to make our own garments and things, it really does make a difference as far as like the connection you have to your possessions. So I will definitely use that. Thought these were cool. So they're both, they turn pink in the sun. So that's neat. I was thinking I could maybe make a cowl or something or some kind of sleeve thing for when I'm biking or outside. This is called Wool in the Woods by Cherry Tree Hill. It's a boucle I haven't knit much with boucle, but it's kind of cool. I imagine my dog would be like, it's itchy. This super excited me. Oh, hurt my arm. So this is BAH Yarns, Brenda and Heather Yarns, self-striping, and it's the Who's t-shirt from the 13th Doctor. I don't know what she is, but so I was like, yay, that's kind of cool. So I definitely can see myself making something from like Jessie Made Designs, like maybe one of her halter tops or something with that yarn. So that was that bundle. Yeah. And then the lovely yarn lady reached out to me again because there are some other cute things. And so now I'm going to combine the piles. But so some of it are like, you know, oddments from her stash. But I did purchase another chunk. I know that I don't have like yarn beyond my lifetime expectancy. So I got it. Will I keep all of this? Probably not. Will I keep a lot of it? Definitely. So yeah, more worsted yarns. In Arizona, you don't really need too many worsted yarns, but I'm manifesting not living here for the rest of my life. And I have people who live other places, right? So I can make them things. Oh, this is cool. Kind of eyelashy, but not really. It's kind of a nice ropey effect. Got some blingy stuff here. It's interesting because I do sit and wonder, like, I wonder what project she had earmarked for it. I should look her up and see if she's on Ravelry. This is so soft. Inca Marl. So this is alpaca. Makes sense why it's soft. So that's lovely. My daughter thinks these are for her. They probably will be. So Vesper semi-solid sock yarn. So I'm wondering if they like went together. Heel and toe semi. But so yeah, my daughter wants something out of that. She is the pinkest little girl, which surprised me, but it is what it is and it's fine. Candy cane. Gamer crafting. So that's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Oh yeah, there we go. There's another one. So I could definitely make her, I could see myself making her like a top-down stripy tunic. Chunky Barocco. Spud and Chloe. Which actually with this yarn made me think that maybe this other sweater that I knitted that I'm thinking about ripping out might also be Spud and Chloe. Ooh, that's more of that. Another little bit. This is wool and alpaca. This one is quite fluffy. What is that? This is virgin wool, polyamide, and viscose. Viscose. This is another Vesper sock yarn. Butterfly in the sky. That's cool. A Karen cake. Vesper semi-solid sock. I mean, this looks like Malabrigo, doesn't it? That actually goes with some other yarns that I own. And then these bad boys. Maggie's Farm hand spun yarn, Black Angels, Fire Opal, 200 grams. Each one of these was $50. So without disclosing how much I spent, I definitely made out well. And then she included these cute little gifts in there. So didn't need to purchase this. I'm glad I purchased this. I'm glad that I could help put a little bit of money back into that man's pocket. And, you know, will I use all of this? No. But could I see myself using at least like 75 to 80% of this? Yes. So I've got some projects for my daughter. If my son would like, I could make him a nice cardigan or pullover, but he's a big boy now and getting even bigger. So I don't know if it would even make sense to make him anything other than hats right now. But so yeah, I'm hoping to start posting a little bit more consistently. With my next vlog, I plan on actually combining two of my passions, which is to start talking a little bit more about MMA along with knitting, which that's a niche. But I do have two Instagram pages that are public. One is Bugsy the Knitter, the other is Beth Revelations Rebel, because I do plan on fighting again this year and reclaiming that piece of myself. Snowboarding got in the way of that, but that was also a really fun experience. So